Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the face. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I
Shalom, Israel. This is Isupk. Start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General Yohana, start off 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribe of Israel. I'm Officer Qadash Par 50 out of South Carolina, teaching the Lashawan Qadash class tonight. We want you guys to get in, settle down. We're going to talk a little bit about, I see people checking in. See Shar, who else got in there? D'Angelo, take some notes, bro. You know, while you're in class, make sure you have your notepad ready so you can take notes and so you can get into this Bible, man. Get into the, we're going to talk a little bit about the 18 nations, of course. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. You know, we're not part of the fake Israelite groups out there. So get in here and learn the real truth. How blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, how we break the Lashawan Qadash down, how we break our classes down. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about Lashawan Qadash, how in captivity, of course, we've been in captivity and our language has stretched all the way from Assyrian language. When we were in the Syrian captivity, when the Hebrew language has been stretched all the way there and it's been, you know, bastardized there. But we use those symbols when we were in captivity. The same symbols apply here. We have our own symbols in the true Paleo language. That's the ancient Hebrew language of Lashawan Qadash. Lashawan means holy tongue, you know, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about the holy tongue of the Lashawan Qadash, how the nations, the 18 nations that came before us, so a lot of them put us in captivity. We've been in captivity since years. You know, the Most High put us there because of our disobedience. We're his children. If you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we make up the 12 tribe of Israel. I mean, you know, you got to realize Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, you know, Zebulun, all these tribes, okay? Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, you know. I think I said Zebulun, yeah. Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Isupk. You know, these are Yashakar, you know, and Asher, you know, and then Rabawan, Reuben, and Gad, Gad, you could say, Manasseh, and so on and so forth. And they have, you know, their so-called names of what they are now. Of course, that's who we are. But we're going to explore and find out today who the 18 nations are. All of these nations came up against us at one time in life, if not the same time. Of course, we have the Edomite nation, which you know is the AKA Idumeans, or the white man. You know, basically, he understands the red man. You find it in Genesis 25:25. And we're going to go over a little bit about this. We have, when you're in class here, you know, make sure you've checked in class. You know who you are. So like to the men above me, you know who you are if you check in. You know if you check in right. And always do that. Get your credit, because you don't want to be called by your heathen name that was given to you, you know, because I had one. We all did. You know, but the Most High, Commander General Yohana, you're going to get a new name in ISUBK if you stay here and obey the rules and do what you're supposed to do and get up under the cover of the Most High. That's the point. Under Commander General Yohana and ISUBK, we're not just here to play around and for games. You know, the women, you know, you get in order also, come up under your man. Whether you've been in school or not, we hope that you are in the school. Make sure you get into school and learn from your man. If your man don't know, you guys both come to ISUBK. One of the officers will teach both of you, for that matter. The ISUBK, like I said, started off in 1969. We're here because the Spirit of the Most High came to the ISUBK to tell us who we really are, to tell us about, to learn the Bible. You know, Lashawan Qadash is a tool, you know. So when we say in the Lashawan Qadash, you read it from right to left. From right to left, you know, not left to right. That's really not correct. The correct way to read the Hebrew is from right to left. That's important to understand that. In the Paleo Hebrew, we have two languages. One of Paleo and one's Assyrian. Assyria, of course, we were in captivity. Most High gave us the Paleo language up front, you know. There was once upon a time the whole earth spoke Hebrew language. So if you're in class right now, let's see, I believe we have a couple people in there, but especially mainly wanted, you know, to just started out here, want you to try to understand how many characters are there. Type it in the chat, you know, type it in the chat. While other people coming in, they're getting off work, you know, sit down with your bottle of yayan and your favorite beverage, your coffee, milk, tea, or yayan, or whatever, you know. How many characters are there? You know, of course the English language have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That is 26 of them. But how many do we actually have? How many are there? How many are those characters? You even have to count them. I always try to do this before class as a refresher so people can understand. It's written from right to left. We gave you one thing. So how many? Let's see who we have in there. Hey, right, Angelo said, and he's proper about that. I like the way he understands and communicate. You always make sure you address the officers as sir or Ottawa, either one, you know. But he's right. Clap it up for him. Let's clap it up for him in class, because there are 22 characters in the Hebrew. Exactly right. One of these days, 22. You'll begin to understand all 22 of these characters, you know? Let's see. There we go. There are 22 characters. There's 22 characters in the Hebrew. All right? 22 characters. You know, as like I said, there's A, Ba, Ga, Da, Hawa, Zaka, Taya, Kala, Manasa, Apacha, A, Pa, Kwa, Taza. Aba, Ga, Da, Hawa, Zaka, Taya, Kala, Manasa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Shata. That little tongue tied right there. But anyway, that's how you want to know it. And these sounds are the exact sound for the Syrian to the ancient Hebrew. That didn't change, you know. Now, while you're there, go ahead and tell me in the chat, type it up in the chat. You know, there's 22 characters. So how many vowel sounds are there? While you're at it, tell me how many vowel sounds are there. How many vowel sounds do we have in the Hebrew language? Because, you know, in the American language, that's what we learn while we're in our captivity. I think we have A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y, what is that, 6? So how many are there in the Hebrew language? There are characters here. I mean, there are vowels here. Those vowels are very important because once you understand that, you'll know how to enunciate the language and sound it out, pronounce the language, you know. So how many vowel sounds, since you're there? How many vowel sounds on there? We'll give you a few seconds there. How many? If you don't know, this is the time to learn that, okay? Let's see here. No, let's see. And I like to wait. D'Angelo, that's good. Let's correct you on that one. Let's help you out on that one, okay? And I like the fact that you're trying. That's good. You know, let's encourage you to clap it up. All people in the audience right now, clap it up for him. He said there are 5 vowel sounds, but actually there are only 2 vowels. Okay, and where you get the now? So where'd you get the 5? I believe you can correct yourself if you really think about it. So if there's only 2 vowel sounds, those vowel sounds is the and the I. Okay, that's what they are. They look like that, and they look like that in the Paleo, and they look like this in the Assyrian, and then they look like this in the Assyrian, and that is the Paleo right here, and this is the Syrian right here is what they actually like. Those are the 2 vowel sounds. So where do we get 5 from? I mean, you actually have an answer. That is actually an answer to the next question I was going to ask. So what do you think that is? Who's that, D'Angelo? What do you think that is? What do you think the answer is to when you said 5? When I said 5 vowels, what do you think that's the answer to? Okay, they're not 5 vowels. There's only 2 vowels. So when you said 5, what do you think that reference was that you had in your mind? You learned it from class here, but let's put it in proper perspective right now. Put it where it's supposed to be. Okay. So what do you think that is? Before we get into real class here. That's good. I'm glad that you're participating, man. That's good. Okay. We'll give you about 15 more seconds here. Just think about it. You know, they're 5 or something. You know, they're 5 or something. There's 2 vowels, 22 characters. Okay, good. Let's see what you got here. Hey, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. 5 ending characters. Clap it up, folks, bro. Show them hand claps up in there. That's encouragement. That's exactly right. See, you corrected yourself on your own. See, that lets me know you're learning. There are 5 ending characters. Now, ending characters to what? The 5 ending characters to which one of those languages? Which one of those languages is the Hebrew or the Syrian that the ending characters belong? Which one of the is the ending characters go to the Paleo or the Assyrian? D'Angelo, I mean, you right now, you got it. You're back on track. 2 vowels and 5 ending characters. So the ending characters go to which one? What do they go to? Okay. Which one? Is it Assyrian or the Paleo? In other words, you said ending characters, and they look, I'll give you a hint right here. You know, here's one of them right here. There's one. Okay. Here's one. There's one. You know, so what do they have reference to? The Paleo? No, it's not the Paleo, it's the other one. Exactly right. And listen, I'm glad you answered that. So if it's not the Paleo, then it's the Syrian. It's the Syrian language on this chart. Make sure you get one of these charts here. Look online. The Syrian language that has the ending characters. Those ending characters go like this. It's ka. There's 5 of them. Okay. There's ma. Like that. All right. Okay, and then we go na, like this, sort of like that. That's a na. All right. But you definitely get an A for effort because you just a little proud. And make sure you take these down in your notes. That way, next time you'll understand, you'll know. And we getting other people filling up the chat room here. We understand. Let's see what you have. Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly right. It's it's actually the Syrian language that has ending characters to it. We'll give an example here real quick here before we get into the 18 nations here, okay? All right, like that. That's the pa. All right, that's the pa. Let's get these vowel sounds off of here. So we'll have some room to write here. These are the vowels over here. And we'll just wanted so as you can have it written in your notes, okay? And the pa, okay? So you have what I got, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got one more, and that's the tazah. Tazah, like this. Okay? Like that. And then we have the tazah. Okay? When you see a word like let's do one of the words here. Let's go to let's go to a word that has tazah in it. Man. Let's lock you for that for a second here. Wow. And I get the pen's drying up on me here. There we go. Ra, tazah. Now in Assyrian, because this right here, that last ending, the ending of this word, and that means earth. Aratazah, okay? Because it ends in tazah, then you would put this tazah on the end of it, not the normal one. It's the normal one. Tazah sort of looks like this, but you wouldn't put that at the end here. You'd put We're gonna go and build this in Assyrian. We use the A right here. Ra, and then we have a backwards R. Study your characters. Study them. Ra, okay. There we go. Sort of like a curve on the end, sort of like that. Wide, so it won't look like another car or something like that. Ra, and then we have tazah. So it'd be like this. That tazah. Okay? That's this one right here. And that's the difference, okay? So for understanding, we make sure we write it. That's when you use, and that is Assyrian. And of course we'll write this in Paleo. Now sometimes it may get confusing if I use both languages, but I'll do Paleo in red today. So Paleo looks like this. And we'll talk about the connectors here in a second here and where they belong. Ra, and of course we have tazah. Okay, like that. All right. Ooh. Now, and so if the Syrian language has ending characters, what is unique and different that the Paleo has? If the Syrian language, there's only two languages in Hebrew, the Paleo and the Syrian. The Syrian has ending characters. Here are the ending characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you refer to, okay? Now we wait for other people to get in class here as we go. Now, if that be the case, what do we have to do here in Paleo to finish that? What would you call it? I mean, we gotta, it's not the ending characters, because it doesn't need ending characters because it is in the Paleo. All right, it spells the same. We just use different characters. So what do we got to do to finish up Paleo? You're getting a good lesson right here, because once you get this, you should be able to carry it a long way in this lesson of understanding. And I'll give you a hint. I'll draw them for you and tell me what they're called. Ah, and then we've got, I would pronounce it Arataza. 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 So I'm going to do it like this. Excuse me, sorry. Arataza. So what do you call that? What do you call an upside down U? Right here. And right here. What do you call a U that's under those words? What is that called? Okay, give yourself some thought about it. The Paleo. Since we're on the Paleo right here in the word Arataza, what are these called? What is that called? What's this U? It looks like this. Like this, and one looks like that. In the Hebrew, in the Paleo only, what do they call those? Okay? We'll give you a few seconds there to look it up in your notes, and if not, make sure you write these down in your notes, okay? Before we get into these nations, all right? What do you call them? They're in the Paleo, okay? But anyway, for sake of, we'll give you 10 more seconds there for understanding, because I like the way you answer these. You're doing a great job, all right? So what do you call this? What do you call these in Paleo? Let's see what you got there. Yeah, there you go. Connectors. Exactly right. Clap it up. You're right. You put a question mark about it, but you nailed it. So clap it up for them in class. That's exactly right. They are called connectors. There's no reason, any answer you put in the class right here, I'm not going to frown upon it. I'm only happy that you answered it, okay? They are called connectors. As a matter of fact, in the Paleo Hebrew, this is Paleo, okay? In the Paleo Hebrew, these connectors, this will be called right here. You don't have any characters, so you have two connectors, okay? You have one that distinguishes a word by itself, okay? And that's this upside down U, and that's called independent. All right? Independent. You got to know that, all right? And it helps when you see that, because some of our inscriptions on some of our words that we found out a long time ago had these connectors in them, okay? And then we have over here, if one independent, the opposite of independent is dependent. That's what this one is. The U, or it looks like a U anyway, the U, and these are called connectors, of course. Connectors, so you're exactly right. All right? The U is dependent. The upside down U is an independent connector, and they work like this, like we have right here. Arataza. Or I could say Arataza. I can use 3 independent connectors on it, but I want to say, for the sake of the teacher saying that, it's Arataza. Rataza. Rataza. The emphasis on the Sometimes you have to be careful how you pronounce words in Hebrew, because there are a lot of words that sound alike. But for the sake of understanding, you nailed it right. They're called connectors, okay? So, you know, you get an A for effort for that. Very good, I understand. All right? And we're going to move on a little bit, and I'm glad you got that. Glad we just took out a lesson, so make sure you write that down. There are 22 characters in the Hebrew language, in the Assyrian or the Paleo, either one. There are only 2 vowels, just 2. All right? There's 5 ending characters in the Assyrian language, and they're ka, ma, na, pa, taza. Okay? They're right over here. They're right there on this chart, right there. Okay? The visual, it really helps. That's why I got a visual over here of the Europe to describe these nations here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a visual on what they look like, okay? And then, of course, the Paleo, going back to that, we illustrate the word aratazah, and it's aratazah in Assyrian. The ending character is that, tazah. That's one of them, so we stick it on the end of aratazah. You know, as simple as that. Of course, in Paleo, don't have ending characters, so it just looks just like the regular tazah that you normally use. However, it has independent and dependent connectors. So it's aratazah, aratazah, aratazah. So you want to say one sound, aratazah. You hear the first, then you hear ratazah. Okay? So we'll erase that. I hope you've written that down. Hope you've written that down in your notes. I hope you did. If not, reroll the tape back or call me after class and we'll get it even straight. But it sounds like to me, young aspiring trooper and women, that you guys have really understood this. So we're going to talk about the 18 nations here as we go on. We have other people checking in class here. We have Mikey Patterson. Glad to have you, man. Mikey, don't feel afraid to answer questions, Mikey, okay? Just ask what you want, you know, in Hebrew. We'll try to answer it. It's good. Okay, we're gonna tell you a little bit about some of the nations here. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna describe what we're doing here. In Hebrew, there are 18 nations. You'll find them, a lot of them in Psalms 83 and across through the Bible that tried. They always went up against Israel, of course, you know. As a matter of fact, the Most High wanted us to separate from that. Separate from anybody else except for the 12 tribes of Israel. We're going to describe 18 nations. There are 18 nations in this world. Everybody else can come from little tribes and little offshoot cousins from them, you know. But there are 18 real nations, and we're going to attempt to describe them right here. If you think you know some of them, you know, don't raise your hand and, in other words, what I mean is write it down in the chat. That's all I care, you know. All right? All right. So, in Hebrew, we say the 18 nations. The word the is ha in Hebrew. You know, write it down in your notes. And of course, 18. The word for 8 is shamawana. That's where we get this from. So it's ha shamawana. The word for 10 is asherah. So the word for nation is gawaya. We add gawayan to make it plural. And that's what this is all about. That's what we're really up here doing, showing you 18 nations. So I wrote it down in Hebrew. It's ha shamawana asherah gawayan. Okay? That's how you say that in Hebrew. All right? So any questions, you know, like I said, type them in the chat. All right. And of course, these are the numbers. So we've gone over numbers before. All right? So the first nation that we're going to get into real quick here, let's see. Let's see what we got here. The first nation that we'll get into here is we're going to call out India. Let's go down that one. Let's say India, okay? India. In India, we call them Elam or Elamites. Elam, okay? Like that. That's what they're called, you know, because That's the biblical name. And of course, if you want to know how that's spelled in Hebrew, we'll put it, it's Ivalam. And it's Ivalam, yeah. Ayalam, I'm sorry. Ayalam. And let's find out where India is. Let's find out. See, you see India all the way over here. The East Indians, you see those people with a red dot on their ear, on their head, that talks about a woman's cycle and all that. That's where they get it from. You know, that's the God that they're worshiping. That's, without getting a whole lot of detail in it, but those are the wicked people that we have to fight up against also, the Elamites, okay? India, East Indians, Elam, Ayalam. Here they are right here. If you notice India, it's like right between China. We're trying to describe where it is. China, you got Pakistan, you got Iran on the east. On the west, on the northwest, actually the northwest of India would be China. And then of course you have the India has what you call a peninsula. Looks like the state of Florida, the state of Florida also is a peninsula. It's a jut out into the water. India, those are East Indians or Ayalam. That's where that word comes from. Ayalam. Okay, India. And now of course we'll spell it here. And we'll spell it. It's I, and then we have Ya, like that. We're going to do it in the paleo. All right, I, Ya, then we have La, and then we have like that. Ayalam, okay? Ayalam, and then we're going to give it like this. We're going to have some character. We're going to have some connecting. We're going to let you guys pay close attention to class, till we're going to let you do some of these connectors up in here. That's important to understand. You know, as we get on Friday afternoon, traveling up and down the roads, like some brothers in for Columbia, see Char way down there in Monetta, down there with a corn, got shade. Well, I live all the way in Clarksville, I know that's up in the mountains, you know. But check this out. Ayalam, and we're going to go over some of the, you say I-ya-lam, like that. And we talk about those connectors, that's how you pronounce it. And you know, and it's good to know this information, to learn about it, you know. One of the nations, India, there it is right there. And we described who they are. These are nations that you cannot marry. You know, you see an Indian girl in there, you know, if she looks your fancy or whatever, ugly or pretty, you still can't marry her. The Most High said, separate from them. That's what you should do. We'll get into a little sentence, we'll call that in the Bible, we'll show you what that is. But right now, these are the nations and where they're found. And when you see this word in the Bible, Ayalam, it has reference to India right there. Okay? So, let's get into another one of these nations. We have some time here. We have Ashur, not Ashur. We have the word Ashur. That's the difference between Ashur and Ashur, okay? Let's see. Ashur. Okay. If you guys think you know the answers to some of these, you know, write them down. So it's Ashur. See if I can find a better pen there. Okay. War. All right. Ashur. Okay. That's important to understand that. As we still got people still checking in the class on the Hebrew, on the 2 channels. There. Okay. Ashur. This is how it's pronounced. Ashur. You know? Ashur. Okay? And what nation do you think that is? Okay? Those are the Assyrians. See if we got room here to write all this. See here. Yeah. The Assyrians, okay? Assyrian. As a matter of fact, these are the people that had us in captivity. There we go. Assyrians. Let's do this one again. Ashur. We gotta have some room up here. Ashur. Slock. Well, that ain't spelled right. There we go. We won't leave ass up there too long. And we're going to have the word in Hebrew. We have Ashawar. War. Okay? There we go. All right? Okay? So, the Assyrians, and that's like I said again, these Assyrians, when you see Assyria, that's like right over here. The Assyrians, let's see if I can find a good, which one of these maps is best pictured, depict where it is better. The Syrians, you know, Ashawar, let's see. Here it is, like right over in there. What is that? Near, oh man. Gonna say near Turkey, up in that area. Iraq, Syria right here. The Syrians right here. Way up there, sort of like north of Saudi Arabia, north of Iraq, right in this area. I'm trying to pick it. Yeah, I guess because I can't find it over there. So it'd be right in here somewhere. Okay, the Assyrians. Those are the people, when you have King Nebuchadnezzar and all them, you know, where Daniel was trapped there for a while. The Assyrians, okay? That's, they were called Ashur in the Bible. Or you'll see it in the Tanakh as Ashawar, okay? And I make a reference to the Tanakh. I'm sloppy. Let me grab one here. We read from the Tanakh. That's why we're going over this lesson here. So when you read these words in the Tanakh, right here, this is one of the books that we use, so you'll understand. That Tanakh right there has a lot of these words in there. And so when you read them, that's the whole point of doing this. So when you read them, you'll understand, oh, okay, I know what I'm reading. I mean, you know, some of the officers and some of the men above me know what I'm talking about. I was trying to teach it to all the men, and of course the women too, as they check in also. But when you see the word, you won't see Assyrian, you'll see something like Ashawar. And you'll see it, or you'll see Elam over here, you'll see the word Ayalam. Ayalam, okay? And that you'll know right away that means Elam. And if it's Elam, then you know it means India. Okay, so let's give a breakdown here of how you say that. Okay, Ashawar. So we'll say like that. Let's give it a little better here. Let's go like that. Okay, All right, then we're gonna say Shah. Of course, we're gonna write the connectors here, so y'all pay attention to these connectors. Because remember, we told you that connectors, we're doing this in the Paleo language. Okay, all this is Paleo Hebrew up in here, right here. You can do it in the Syrian, but I just chose to do it in Paleo. I can do either one. It doesn't matter. But we're gonna do this in the Paleo tonight. That's what this translation is. So we're gonna draw a little box down here like this. And we're going to do one like this. And we're going to do one like this. Like that. Okay? So, there we go. All right? So we had Ashawa. Shawa. And then like that. Okay? So, let's see. See if y'all paying attention. Mikey, D'Angelo, and other people. You know. Let me see. We have people still checking in class. So I'm gonna do this one for you, then we're gonna let y'all do another one. We're gonna let y'all do the connectors. That's the whole point. So sha, and war, like that. See the upside down U, shawar. Independent connector. We have sha, independent connector. And we have war, like that. That is a dependent connector because it depends on these two sounds to make, these two characters to make the sound war, right here. Right there. Okay? Shawar. These are independent connectors. And we pay attention because we're going to let you guys do some of them here in a second. So lock for a second. Y'all write that down on the board. All right? Let's see what we got here. Let me see. Got a question? I'm checking in. Okay, good. All right. So far we have two nations. India, which is right here. They're the East Indians. The one with a little dot on their head. You know, one with the curry sauce, stuff like that. That's what this is. That's what they look like. They were in this area. So when you're walking around, it's good to know that, oh, okay, that's what they're called. They're called Elam. And we see it in the Bible, you see Elamites. Those are Elam. Okay, Ayana Etheridge, we see Ayana in there. Glad to have you, sis, all the way from Moneta, I'm sorry, Slaki. Y'all get into this. Make sure you get it, check in the class, and make sure let's get an understanding about this language, okay? All right. So when you see, like I said, to refer to Elamites, you know, when you see them, we fought against them too. Now, who we are, here they are, right over here. That's why they wound up in this land over here, you know, get the hell away from us. You know, Jerusalem, way over here. Somewhere in there. All right? Way over here. All right? And Indians way over there. Because all these nations used to be, we fought against a lot of them. They wasn't called India and Iran and Saudi Arabia. You know, they were called something else before. So they were East Indian, they were the Elamites. That's how you recognize. We're trying to let you know how you can recognize some of these people in the Bible, okay? That's important, all right? It's important. That's how you recognize them. So, let's go to another one here. Now, pay close attention because I'm going to get you guys to do some of these connectors here in a second. The next one we have is Syria. You know, we have Syria. We have Syria. All right? Syria. You know, Syria. Okay? And that was called Aram. When you see Aram in the Bible, those are the Syrians, okay? When you see the Aram in the Bible, those are the Syrians. And that's called Aram, just exactly how it's pronounced. Aram. Okay? Just like that. Well, it's lucky. We'll do it. Lowercase here like we're supposed to. Aram. Okay? Aram. Not Aaron, but Aram. When you see that in the Bible or the Tanakh, Isupk, D'Angelo, Laki, either one, the words are cut off to your left. Okay, gotcha. Well, let's fix that. Let's fix that for a second here. The water for telling me that. Let's just fix that for a second. Let's do that. Let's pan it just a little bit. How about that? That better? Type con if that's better, okay? I believe it is. Yeah, I think it is. Just let's type con if you can see that, D'Angelo. The water for telling me, okay? Okay. India, Elam, Alawam. Assyrian, Ashur, Ashawar, okay? Now we have Syria, okay? And we're gonna make a little chart out of this so we can see this a little better. But if you can, if they're not cut off anymore, let me know. You know. All right. I mean, I've drawn this chart many times. It's hard to find room, but I got these up here. That's the reason why okay, Con, you can see it better? Okay, good. Good, appreciate that, All right, y'all make sure y'all take notes and write these down. I mean, don't dare come into class without a pencil and paper to write all this down. So Syria, you know, that's over here. That's way over there near Turkey. Syria, that's where they have a lot of fighting and missiles going off over there over Israel right now. Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, right in this area, right in here, okay? Those are Aram, Aramites, or Aramites, you know, right here. When you see Aram in the Bible, that's what they are. And over here we see the Assyrians, which got to be close to each other. The Assyrians, Ashur, Ashawar. But these people have their own nation, okay? Their own distinct people. So we're going to say over here, we're going to say, Now I want you guys to, like I said before, I hope y'all can see this real good. Let's see. Yeah. Ra. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now we're gonna have to make some room over here. We want to write out this word Syria, Aram or Aram in the Bible. That's how you see it in the Tanakh. In the ancient writings, you'll see Aram. When you see Aram, this is how these people talk. They're really saying Syria, or where Syria is situated now. Syria is just a word that, you know, that came along, but the real name of that nation, out of these 18 nations, there are 18 of them, make no mistake about it, it's Aram, okay? So Aram is spelled like this in the Paleo, not the Assyrian now. We're doing Paleo tonight, okay? For the sake of understanding. So we're going to say and we're going to say Ra, like that. And then, well, let's write it better than that. Okay, there we go. Okay, Ra, and then we're going to have Aram. Okay, now I want you guys to tell me, how do I write these connectors over here? Tell me, let me know. Let me know if I'm doing it right. So y'all tell me, you know, like we did in the chat before. So if I say Ram, is that right? Is that, matter of fact, let's put it in another color here. Y'all let me know if I'm doing this right. Aram. Those connectors I did for the word Aram, like Aram, Aram. Are these connectors correct here? Aram, like me, and then we'll correct you. We'll get down there. What we're doing is showing you how to write. Make sure we have the paleo connectors here with these words. Aram, Aram, Aram. I'll say, but these people say Aram. I'm gonna say Aram. So is this right here, or tell me, is this one right? Which one, red or the blue? Which one is red or blue? Aram. Which one is right? Take your time. Tell me which one is correct. Which one is correct? Right here. The red or the blue. Hope you can distinguish the two colors there. And that way, just say red or blue. That's all you got to say. Which one is right? I see the minds. on the channel there. I understand the anticipation. I got it. Give you guys 15 seconds, 20 seconds right there. Which one of those are correct? When we say Aram. Okay? Which one? We're talking about connectors in the paleo here. Which one is correct? Okay? All right? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. D'Angelo and Mikey says the red one is right. All right, let's see. What about the rest of them, Yana? Come on, talk to me. We'll see. We'll wait for you. Which one is correct? When we're doing this word right here in black, that's an right there, and this a ra, and that's a ma. Aram. We're going to go. You might as well learn how to do the connectors. That's very important. Let's see what you have over there. Mikey and D'Angelo said the red one. That means they have, they're doing this. They're doing this to the word. Like this. I'll write it down again over here for the sake of writing it. They're doing this. Aram. That's what they're doing with the connectors there. So, Yana, what you say? Or not put you on the spot, but just talking, you know. Very good. Now clap it up in class. Everybody's right. It's exactly right. And that's important to know that, okay? For your connectors right there, all right? Let's clap it up in class. Okay, so let's get it right on the board here. They're right. It is the red. It's the red. The reason why is because we want to make sure we emphasize independent connector there, but we want to make these two characters here depend on each other to make a sound. That's how I explain it. So it's ram. That's one sound, ram. Here it is right here. Can't miss it. That ram there is this character. These two characters sounding out. That's how it's explained, okay? But by itself is independent sound. Okay? So hey guys, don't be afraid to put these claps to clap it up in class. Put them claps up there. You know, clap it up. That lets me know that you're doing it right. We're gonna move to the next one here, but clap it up in class. All right? Just let me know that you guys are taking your time to do this, okay? We're gonna do the next one over here. That's the Arabs. So I'm putting it up. We're gonna do the Arabs, okay? Arabs, like this. The Arabs, like that. The Arabs, Arab. We're gonna put Arab and Arabs. Well, who can tell me what the Arabs are? What are they called? Since we're in class. What you say the Arabs are called? Who are they? See if y'all can remember. In the Bible, the Arabs, they're located right here. Right there. All that land, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and Imam, what do you call that? What are they called? You know? Who are they? Who are they in the Bible? These Arabs. Who are they called? We'll give you guys a few seconds here. Remember the Arabs in the Bible? We read about it if you're inside the services. Mike is at Ishmael. He's exactly right. Clap it up for Mike. Exactly right. Exactly right. The Arabs are Ishmael. That's Abraham's other son. Okay? So that's Ishmael. That's his other son, of course. You know. May or Ma'el, like that. Ishmael. Alright? Arabs. And you call him Yasha Ma'ayah. So it says Yasha. Alright? Like that. Yashai, my, Then you have Allah. Okay? That's how he spells his name. You see that in the Bible? Ishmael, Yasha Ma'ala. That means Ishmael. It literally means that. So we're going to spell this out. Let's see if we got some room over here on this chart. See if we got a little room here. We're going to spell this name out here on this chart. Trying to make it so you can understand it. Right about there. Okay. All right. Like that. Okay. Just trying to make some room here, on our beautiful board. All right. So we're going to say Yah, here like that. Yah, Shah, okay. So y'all make sure y'all write that down. Yah, Shema, all right. Take your time. Yashemai. Got to write a my there, because that's an I there. So we got to translate every sound. My I, and then have Allah. So we're going to have ah like this. Okay? Now this would be a good one. Now, let's see. I'm going to give this one. I'm going to give you the first one, connector. I want y'all to finish it. I want y'all to tell me if this is right. I'm going to write it in red here. Is this right? Okay. Or is this right? And blue. Which one is right? The red or the blue right there? Which one? Y'all take your time. Let's see what we got in class. Ishmael, good. Good. Take your time. See which one of these. We're doing connectors now in the paleo. All right, which one of these is right? Which one would be right? Yah, Shah, Ma, Allah. Is the red one in red? Well, let me put this one. That's got to be in red too. There we go. Or the blue. Which one? Which one of these is right? Y'all let me know. Take your time. Right here, we're writing the word Arabs. And of course, Ishmael, Yashma Allah. And here they are. The Arabs are situated right here. Right there. Sort of like to the south, southwest of Iran. That's Mahmoud, Ahmadinejad, and all them. So y'all take your time. Which one of these paleo, connector, are right? The red or the blue? Because that's what we're doing. We're connecting them. We're connecting to make sure the paleo looks right. Which one of these is right? Take your time. Take your time. See if you can figure it out. All right, y'all still mapping it out over there, over the maps. There it is right there. That's why Ishmael settled right there. The Arabs, the one with all that oil money and all of that, that's where they settled right there. In a place called Saudi Arabia or Saudi Arabia. Amman, Yemen, the Arab Emirates and all of that. Right there. So which one is it? Take your time. Is it the red or the blue? When we say Yah, this is paleo course. Yasha Ma'ala. Take your time and write it down. Mikey said red so far. Okay, all right. We're going to see. Brave soul. We're going to see. Yeah, the rest of y'all, write it down. Write it down. Come on down, they say. You know, Mikey said the red. Who says the red and who says the blue? You know, I'm going to let y'all map it out for a second. And write it down on paper. That way you'll get it real nice and clear, because it's important to be able to write the connectors down. You're in class as though you were sitting here with chairs right now. So which one is it? You know, it's important to come to class, but it's important to answer the questions like you've been doing. You've been doing a great job. Give yourself a hand for that, for sure. So when we say ya, sha, mayala, which one is correct? Mikey said the red one. Let's see. The red or blue? Which one is it? D'Angelo said red. Mikey said red. Who else? Come on, brave souls. Give you a few more seconds here to answer this. All right. Whether we finish or not with 18 nations, we're just gonna, you know, we'll pick it up a little next week. And because I want you guys to really understand who they are and how it's written. So let's see. Anyway, all right. So when we say Yasha Ma'ala, all right, let me let you know. Give you 10 more seconds. It's important. 10 more seconds. Which one is it? Which one? Okay, well, let me let you know. The correct one in class is actually the one in the blue. But that's all right. Let me tell you why. Because you have Ya, independent connector. Sha, independent connector, okay? Okay, let me see here. See if I spelled this right in the first place. Yasha ma'ala. Yeah, ma'ala. Yasha. I spelled that wrong? Yeah, I spelled this. This is actually A, but that wouldn't have made a difference right there. Yeah, I don't know if it will or not. No, that's an A. Sorry. Had I, what should have. Anyway, actually, how it's pronounced is Ya is independent connector. Sha is independent connector. My is the M and the I has to be connected together. But when you get over here to Allah, you don't say all. So the one in red is incorrect. So when you get down here in the bottom, you have independent connector on Ah, independent connector on La. So the one in the blue is actually right. Okay? Yasha Ma'ala. Let's see. Who we have? Yana. Yana said blue. Okay, good. She typed it in as the blue. So clap up for class. That's exactly right. Y'all, everybody had it about 90 or 100% right. But that's how you pronounce that. And if you can get that, that's a long word, you can get a lot of them. So it's actually Yasha Ma'ala. Okay? So, in other words, these right here, like that. So let's put it, it's actually like this. Allah. Okay? Like this. And then, of course, you do the my like that. Okay? And we do the ya, sha, just like that. Yeah. And we'll move on to the next one, but you guys did a great job on that one. Because that wasn't the easy one, but it's, you know, it's there. It's understood. All right? The Arabs. Then we have Chinese right here. What do y'all call the Chinese? Type it in the chat. See if y'all can get this together. Chinese. There we go. What do they call? What do the Chinese call in the Bible? before I fill it out over here. The Chinese is that biblical, let's say, the nations of where they're known today, they call the Chinese. But what does the Bible call them? And how does it spell? And what does the Bible actually call the Chinese people? Y'all type it in the chat. What does the Bible call the Chinese people? In the chat over here. What do they call them? Before we write it out, we'll let you see if you guys can get this one. Okay, let's see. D'Angelo said, Yana. And D'Angelo said the Moabites. He said Moab and Moabites. Exactly right. Exactly right. Let's clap it up for class right there. I'm sure you understand that, Mikey. Y'all got that right. Okay. They are Moab, or the Moabites. When you see that in the Bible, so let's put this down here. Moab. Moab. All right. Just like that. Or you can say Moabites. Okay, you can do that. So, but they actually or have reference to China, and it's Mawa'aba. So we're going to say Ma. Mawa. Ba. Like this, okay? Like that. Okay. Oh man, gotta get this A looking a little better than that. Mawa'aba. That's how it sounds in Hebrew. Okay? We're talking about the 18 nations again. Ha Shamona, Hasharat, Gawayan. 18 nations. Okay? Moab. Mawa'aba. And of course we have Ma. That's an M. Wa. Looks like a little Y, a slingshot, Wa, like Wa. Mawa, and then we have A. Then we have the B over here, like that. Okay? Mawa Aba. I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's right. Mawa Aba. Let's see if we can get this one right. And you guys so far got them all right. Somebody in class got them all right. If you guys get the 90s, any above a 90, then you're passing this right here. Mawa Aba. So let's do this. Is this going to be, let's do the one in the red first. Mawa Aba. Or we're going to do it like this. Ma wa a ba. Mawa aba. We're going to do it like that. Which one is right? We say mawa aba. Mawa aba. Which one? Pay attention. Mawa aba. Is it the one in the red with dependent? Or is it the one in the blue with all independent connectors there? Which one is it? Take your time, write in the chat. Don't rush. It's the best thing to do that you can do for these is write them down on paper and look at them. Look at it. Just look at it. That's all you got to do. Mawa aba. Which one is it? Which one do you think it is? The Chinese people. And let's see what China is today on this chart here. Chinese people. Chinese people like right here. You can find India, the Elamites right here. Mawa'aba, Moab, all these Chinese people, okay? That's like you got Russia, Mongolian, and all these people up here. Well, China will be south of them. Of course, you got India. India would be northeast of them. That's a big old land, with a Chinese wall, and I'm pretty sure we were somewhere up in there wandering around captive also. We'd be spread out all over the world. But those are the Mawa'aba people. And everybody used to be like stuck up in this same land up here, Moab, the land of the Moabs. When we were over in Jerusalem, I think Moab was to the south of us. Okay? And of course, Esau was like right to the southeast, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But right now, look where they are. Way over here. Mawaba. That's the land that they live in right now. Okay? Most High is going to change all that, of course. Mawa'aba. Moab. So which one is correct here? We pronounce it in the Paleo language. Is the red or the blue? Let's see what y'all got going on over here. Mawa'aba. Ayana said blue. Mikey said blue. I'm telling you. Anybody else? We give y'all another like 15 seconds here to finish it up. Which one you say? Mawa'aba. Okay? You know, like I said, we'll in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do this a little bit next week, and then we'll get on to something else, even if we don't finish all of them. I don't like to rush. I like to do them so people can understand it, you know. So, who else? Let's see. Who else got it? D'Angelo, he said the red. Brave soul. So we got a conflict going on here. We got one. Somebody saying the red. Somebody said it's Mawa'ab. Let's see. Some people are saying Mawa'ab. That's how you say it. And some people are saying Mawa'aba. So I would say it's actually the blue. So clap it up for class right there. Not a problem. Clap it up. It's actually the one in the blue. Because the one in the blue has all independent connecting sounds. Now that's what this is sound. When you say in the Chinese, you say ma, wa, a, ba. You wouldn't want to say ma, wa, a, ba. You don't want to say ma, wa, a, ba. Ma, wa, a, ba. You want to say ma, wa, a, ba. Okay? All independent sounds. And that's important. Okay? So, it is all, let's see. Anybody else in class? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer there. Yana, good. There's no right or wrong answer. D'Angelo or Mikey or any other people in the chat. All I want to do is get you guys used to understanding what Paleo Hebrew is and how you write the connectors to it and the 18 nations. And that China is Moab. In the Bible, in the Tanakh, it's Mawa'aba. Okay? So it's actually all independent connectors in this particular case, okay? So we're going to say ma, right here, ma, wa, a, ba. Okay? We'll underline China right there, Moab. Then the people who eat, what do they eat? Cats and whatever, you know. They eat some of everything. Let's see, Ronald McDowell checking in from Chicago. Glad to have you in, bro. It's good to have you. All right. Checking in class. All right. And we're doing Paleo Connections, 18 nations. All right. Well, let's do another one here. All right. Let's see if you can guess who this one is. The Japanese people. Now let's figure out while I'm writing on the board, who are they called? Who are the Japanese people called? All right? Japanese. Man. Like this. Who are they called? All right? Who are the Japanese people called over here? Japanese. Good. Type in the chat. Type it in the chat, who are they called? Let's see. D'Angelo, okay, he's got it right. D'Angelo. The Japanese people are called the Ammonites because they are the nation of Ammon. So that's very good. Ammon. We'll clap it up in class. Let's see. A-M-M-O-N. Ammon. That's that nation. Okay? So clap it up for D'Angelo. Exactly right. You got that right, bro. Ammon. Let's see. Who else got that right over here? Ammon. Mikey. Yep. Of course, you spell Ammon with 2 M's. Ammonites. Exactly right. Ammonites. You see Ammonites in the Tanakh in the Bible? The Ammonites? You will see it, and it would actually look like the word Imawan. It'll look like this word. That's the whole point of being in Hebrew here. Imawan. Is to know, well, how does that look in our language? Ammon. Okay, that's right. Japanese, yeah. You know, this is where they're called today, Japanese. So-called, you know. Ammon. Okay, yeah, all right. Ammon, they're biblical names, and then how you say that biblical name is Imawan in actual Hebrew, right here. Imawan. That's how you pronounce his name, Imawan. When you see, let's find out what Japan is over here. See if I can find it on this chart, way over here. Let's see. Japan, it's like an island, like, you know. Let's see. I got it over here somewhere. Where is it? See, India. What's Japan at? Oh. I don't even know if I got enough room chart on here. But Japan will be an island like off the chart over here. It'll be over here somewhere like right below China in that area. Ammon. Okay? That's who they will be called. They will be like way, I mean, I don't have it on the chart over here. It's like Thailand. That's why you see a lot of those people with slant eyes people and all that. That's what they are. Now in the Bible, you know, let's see if y'all on your toes. Who are the forefathers? What man in the Bible is the forefathers of the Japanese and Chinese? See if y'all can guess that. Write that down. Type it in the chat. You know what happened. You know, just at least tell me who their daddy, who their dad is, because those people all look alike. Slant eyes. You know. I'm a one. They way over here. Like if you got India, if you keep going east, Myanmar and Thailand and Laos and all these places, like right over in here on this chart. It's off this chart here, right below China. Let's see who. Let's see who's got that in the chat. Mikey. Exactly right, Mikey. Clap it up. Mikey said Lot. Exactly right. Lot is their forefather, you know, because he had those 2 daughters. We're going to put Lot over here. Well, we'll just put it right here, Lot. We'll put Lot right there, and Lot, you know, I normally don't do that, but I'll do it right there. Okay, Lot. Lot, their 2 daughters slept with their dad, you know, trying to be a progenitor, again, trying to keep that seed going, Lot's seed going, because his wife got turned into a pillow of salt. You know, Lot was Abraham's nephew, you know. So that's how he wound up becoming the progenitor of the Chinese and Japanese. Lot. That's what that's called. All right, so I'm a one. So let's spell that. I, right here. I, let's spell it in Paleo Hebrew. I, then we have Ma, and then you pick up on some of these. You guys, you maybe see way over here in this chart how we use the I right here. Right there. I, you know, have the Ma and the Wa. I, Ma, Wa. You know, we have that little Wa right there. And then we have an N. Okay. What am I doing here? That's what it is. That's Lot right there. That's Lot's children. Chinese and Japanese. You know, like I said, the Chinese right here and Japanese ain't far behind. They right there to the south of them. A little island called Japan. That one where that island where the United States, I think it was it Truman, dropped the bomb on that island of Japan because they bombed Pearl Harbor. These are the people that they bombed. These Japanese, Lot's children, the slant-eyed people, the one that hate us anyway, the one that you ain't supposed to marry. You know, Imawan. That's how you spell his name. So let's go to it. Let's get to it. Imawan. Let's see. Let's see which one is correct. Let's do it in blue and black. I'm sorry. Let's do it like this. Is it blue? Oh Lord, gotta do it in. I'm gonna do it in red first. Let's do it in red first. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Or is it blue? One. Which one is it? Is the red and blue? We're talking about connectors now. Which one is it? Glad we clap it up in class. That's good. So which one is it? Ron McDowell said Noah. What do you mean in reference, bro? What are you saying? When you say Noah, you know? You know? Because, you know, we all come from Adam. But when you say Noah, you're acting as though like the Chinese and Japanese, you know, yeah, of course they came through Noah, of course. That's right, exactly. But, because that's what Abraham, and when you get Abraham, you know, he had a nephew named Lot, so you know he had to come through there, but he was not the chosen seed line. It says, through Abraham shall thy seed be called. All the way down through Jacob. All the way down to the 12 tribes of Israel. Not Lot. Lot was a nephew. Nahor was his daddy, and Abraham's brother named Nahor. So he wasn't part of the seed line. He was a Hebrew, but he was not part of the seed line. You have to take it from Abraham. That's what the Bible says. And through Abraham is our seed line called, is our seed called. Okay? So when you say Noah, what are you really saying? Okay, I mean, you know, okay, all right. So and a lot of us came from Noah. So Ayana, you had red. Okay, let's see. Ayana said the red. Let's keep going. Let's see who else. We'll give you another 20 or 30 seconds right in there. You know, it's Abraham's seed. Ron, okay, Abraham. It's Abraham's seed. I'm a one. All right. So, is the red or the blue? Ayana said the red. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's keep this thing going. So far, so good. All right. Jangelo said red. Ayana said red. All right. So far, let's see what we're looking at. Or is it the blue? Which one? Tell me about it. Yeah. Let's keep it up in the chat. Keep it going. Which one? Which one is it? Of course, we're talking about the 18 nations here in Lashawan Qadash class here in South Carolina. Officer Isupk Park, teaching the class here to let you know the 18 nations and where they live and where they dwell. You know, where they dwell today. We're doing it in picture form. It's unique, something I've done it once before, I believe, long time ago. So, is this right in red or blue? We'll give you 10 more seconds here. Everybody in class, good. Yeah, everybody checking in with an answer, right? One said blue. And somebody said red. All right, so the actual answer, when you say I'm a one in connectors and Hebrew connectors, you say I, independent connector, ma, independent connector, and you say wa, na, one, with a dependent connector. They make one sound here, so it's I'm a one. So the red is correct. So clap up the class. Ain't no right or wrong answer. We just, of course there is, but we won't let everybody know that they participate. Yeah. I'm drinking. Let's clap it up in class. I'm a one. And then you say it's the red. It's I, independent connected. The M is independent connected because it has one sound. That's what we're doing in Paleo Hebrew. Then we have one. I'm a one. That's how that's done. Okay? So let's make sure we correct your sheet there. Put it on your paper because, see, what you got to understand is I had done this. It took like maybe, 4 months ago, maybe 5. I haven't done this class in a while. I do it 2 or 3 times, but the importance of it is get it right in your paper. Get it right on your notes. That's important. And here in ISUPK, you'll understand that writing notes is important. Because if you don't write your notes, there we go. I'm a one. If you don't write your notes, see, we got time to do a few more here. If you don't write your notes, you'll be asking me forever. And I can move on. Now here we go. Let's do this one right here. Here's one. We got Edom, so-called white man. Oh, Lord, we got one now. Let's put a line up under this. All right. Let's see. So-called white people. I'm just putting down what this is what they are. So-called white people. I mean, that's just what they call. We'll get to him because we're gonna cover him. We're gonna take a while to cover this anyway. So-called white people, and so we're gonna call him. Okay. Let's everybody in the Bible. Everybody in the chat. I'm sorry. See if you can tell me in the chat what do we call Edom in the Bible? He's got like 3 names. If you call him so-called white man, that's one. What are his other 3 names? Okay, he has at least 3 names because he's always trying to be extinct, like he doesn't even exist. Okay. So, who is this man? What do they call him today? Because all these other nations right here, he's not Indian, he's not Assyrian, he's not Syrian, he's not Arabs, he's not Chinese, he's not Japanese, the so-called white man. What do we call him in the Bible? You'll see him in the Tanakh, you'll see him in the Bible. What is he actually called? Tell me about it. What do you call him? What is he? What is he called? What is he called? Tell me about it. Okay, let's see if we can write it down. What is he called? Let's see who's got some in the chat here. Yana. I don't want. Okay. Yeah, you can say that. That is. Give me some. Let's see. See if we. There's some more names. But and what is his biblical name? That's the Hebrew name. We'll write that one down. We'll accept that because that's actually what you call him in Hebrew. Da. One. Exactly right. And that is actually a better answer than what I wanted. But what is he called over here? And that's actually what they call him in the Bible. But what is he called? What is his biblical name? When you see it, you'll see Adawan, of course. That's the Hebrew. That's exactly like you said. But what, and also, of course, in reading English, what do they actually call him right now? What is he called? Let's see. You're exactly right, Yana. D'Angelo, the devil, Esau. Yeah. Esau or Edom. There's one more name he's got. See if y'all come up with that. So we'll say Esau, Esau, Edom, right there. Esau, Edom. One more name he has. You're right. Adawam is his name in Hebrew. So what's another name? Esau, Edom. There's one more name. I'll give you, it's called the devil. That's exactly right. We call him the devil. Matter of fact, let's put that one down in there. Devil or deceiver. We'll put that one down here. Because in Hebrew class, Ayana nailed it. She said Adawam because that's what it is. It means red. It's what that really translates to. Adawam, okay? Let's see. What else we got? Edom. Yeah, you're right, Ayana. That's exactly right. No, your answers, all your answers right. Adawam is his name in red. That's exactly right. Esau and Edom is what you'll see in the Bible. You'll even see devil. It's got one more name. Let's give you a hint. It's in the Greek. In the Greek, what is his name? What do you call him? What is his name called in the Greek? You know? What is that name called? It's got a name in the Greek that he's called. Okay? Yeah, we'll still, y'all take your time. What is his name called in the Greek? I almost gave it away. Adawam is right, exactly right. But what is it called? What is this name called in the Greek? You know, and if not, we'll teach you tonight what it's called. All right? Because he's got 1, 2, 3 names that they call him in the Bible, and if you wanted to translate that to call him red in Genesis 25:25, it would be Adawam. Yana, you're right. And all Ron, y'all right. Ron, D'Angelo, Mikey, y'all right. Exactly right. What's one more name you can call him? We give you a chance. Because what he is, he claims himself to be extinct, but he actually is everywhere. You can call him, he's in Spain, he's in Ireland, he's in France, Germany, he's in Italy, he's in Bulgaria, I've got all this to make sure, you know, he's in the Ukraine, he's in Belarus, he's in Lithuania, he's in, where else? Germany, he's in Sweden, yeah, he's in Finland, he's in Norway. This is where Russia, all these people are actually Esau, Edom, or the devil. They try to claim, no, we don't exist. Every last one of these people are so-called white people. Are they not? Yeah, so let's keep going. Now here's the nations above them, they're not either one of them nations. All the nations I named, that's what he is. He's not Mongolia, he's not China, he ain't India, he ain't Iran. You know, these people have their own nations. He's not Turkey, he's not Kazakhstan. Yeah, he may be, I'm sorry. That's Russia. He's not Iran, he's not Saudi Arabia or the Arabs, or Yemen, or Oman, or Japanese, or Sri Lanka, or the Indians. He ain't none of them. He ain't even Japan. That's Hawaiian, Samoans. He's not any of them. Esau is all these nations that I named, Finland, Sweden. Anytime you see a nation where so-called white people exist or run, and really the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, you know, they have rulership over all these nations. They got the bomb, they got the stronghold, they command all these nations. But what and who their nationality really is Adawam or red or Esau, Edom, or the devil. So where is it? Tell me about it. Show me. Tell me. Edom, I'll give you guys about 20 more seconds here. There's one more name that you can call him. And I'm kind of like stretching here, really. Because y'all actually nailed it. Your class actually nailed it. Esau, Edom, the devil, or Adawam in Hebrew. So what is he really called? What is he called? Tell me about it. You know. What is he really called? In Greek. Not really called, I'm sorry. What is another name that you can call him? Because all these names are perfectly acceptable. So what else? What can you call him? What do you call him? Which one? And we're going to give you guys 20 more seconds. Let's see. D'Angelo say Lucifer. Lucifer just means light bearer. That's all it means. That's all Lucifer means. Is light bearer, because that's it just means light bearer. You know, he's a fake light bearer. You know, that's what they had called, I think it was Nebuchadnezzar. They said, "How have thou fallen, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" It's like, you know, it has a connotation that he's high and mighty, you know, that he claims to be the light bearer, you know. How are you falling now, see? But he has a name, and I'll give it to you in about 10 seconds. Let's see. D'Angelo, yeah, that's a good try right there. But here, check this one out right here. Let's do this right here. I do me in the Greek, Idumeans. Idumea. Or Idumean. There's another name for him, see? So, and that's what he's called. And Adawam, Edom means red. Idumean is another name in the Greek. That's what they call him when we were in Greece in captivity, the 10 tribes up there. That's what they would call him. Lucifer, yeah. Okay? Idumeans. All right? So let's do this one right here. Let's see what we got. All right. So let's get this one right here. It's A, Da. Okay, we'll see if we can get the paleo for this connectors for this one. All right, for Edom. Da, Wam. Like that. Okay? Adawam. So we're gonna say which. Let's see if we can get this one right here. All right, we're gonna do this one red and blue again. Let's see if we can get this right. We're gonna do this. Is it the blue or is it the red? Which one is it? Okay, stretching it real bit right there. Let's see. What we got right there? Wicked one, yeah, you can call him that, Ron. The wicked one, yeah, you can say that. I mean, you know, white man, Lucifer, the devil, you know, they got a lot of names. But what the names that they actually call him, so-called white man, is Esau, Edom, the devil. Adawam is his name translated in the Bible. And Idumeans in Greek. When they went up there, it's Idumea, or the Idumeans. That's what the Greeks actually call them, just another language. Okay? So, on the Boran, you say Adawam, Idumea, Adawam. Is it the red for the Paleo Hebrew breakdown, or is it the blue? Which one is it? Which one is it? Take your time. We'll get that right. Idumea. Which one it be? Which one do you think it is? Idumea. Adawan. Adawan. Is the red or the blue? We're talking about the Hebrew paleo connectors here. 18 nations, okay? Let's see what we got here. The blue, I don't want, okay. You said the blue. Somebody say which one? Let's see. So you say, so far I got one answer, the blue. You know, which one do you think it is? Let's figure it out. Give you guys a few more seconds here on this answer, because you know you got let's see, yeah, you got the 18 nations. Lashawan, and this will be the last one we do tonight, and we'll finish them up next week, and we'll move on to something else also. The 18 nations, Lashawan, Asharaga, Wayan. You know, these are the nations that that they're called by their name today. And the so-called white people is not either one of the India, Assyrian, Syria, Arabs, Chinese, Japanese. Of course, we have more. You know, you have Ethiopians, you have French. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ethiopians. And of course, we'll break down some of the so-called white people nations. Now we talked about France. What else did I say? France, Spain, okay? Yeah. France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and Greece. You know, those are more nations. We talked about that before a little bit. You know, it's you know, but the so-called white people of Esau, Edom, you know, Idumeans. Okay, let's see. We got it. We'll move on. Salaki, it's the red, the Angelo. You said blue at first, but now you're saying the red. Okay, I'd buy that. So clap it up. Yeah, that's a good way to correct yourself. Let's clap it up in class. Exactly right. Clap it up in class. Exactly right. It is the red. It's the red one, because when you want to say Adawam, you just take the time and say, if you just listen to what the teacher's saying to you, you can hear it in the voice. Adawan. Okay? Da, and wan here, you have to put this as a dependent connector. Okay? Adawan. Oh, I got that one wrong. I got the M. That ain't right. Make sure I get that right here. It's an M. Adawam. Like that. There we go. Wrote it down wrong here. Adawam. Okay, so it's actually the red, so it's not the blue, okay? That's important. Adawam. And those are the nations of Esau, and we'll talk about this next week when we talk about he's in Russia, he's in France, he's in Germany, he's in Spain. You know, because they're Ashkenazis, they're Spanish people, they're Italians, Russians, French. Anybody can name any more? They not Africans. Anybody else online can name any more what the so-called white people are? Adrian, see Adrian in class? Okay. You know, anybody else can name any more where white people are called? Because I mean, you know, that's but there are a lot of breakdowns that come from the French, Russia, Greek, Germany, Spain, Italy. You know, because you could say Luxembourg for that matter, just another nation. They will belong to. You could say Bulgaria. That's just a part of the Russians for that matter. You know, Kazakhstan. You know, Kyrgyzstan. I can't hardly pronounce some of these. But when it comes to Afghanistan, Pakistan, all these are nothing but Elamites. Those are all the same. So they're not part of the so-called white people. They're not out of Iran either. So, and we'll talk about, we'll deal with this next week as we talk about it. But right now, we're going to let you know that, of course, we're going to go over these real quick and then we'll end class. India, the Elamites, Ayalam. Just remember, tune in next week, okay? So we'll finish this up and we'll move on to something interesting I was going to do. Just ran out of time here, really. The East Indians, they're right here, India. That little island peninsula right there, Ayalam. Paleo, Hebrew is Ayalam. The Assyrians, Ashur, Lashawan. Okay, the Syrians. Now that's when we were in captivity. That's where these characters come from the Syrian Hebrew language. Okay, all right. Syria. That's Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel, Ashur, Assyria, Aram. The Arabs. That's Ishmael. That's the son that's actually Isaac's brother, Abraham's son, but he was not the chosen seed. That's what you need to understand. He wasn't. Okay? The Chinese, Moab, Wa'aba, Lot. I see Ron McDowell, you put down there, Noah is actually Lot. Okay? Noah, and from 8 people came everybody, but the Lord chose. That's what you got to understand. We are the chosen generation, royal priesthood, not just one of your choosing or my choosing. This is what the Lord chose us to be. He chose the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's why we're not even on this board here. We'll get to that next week maybe. But we want to point out to you, say we ain't India, we're not Assyria, we're not Arabs. We're not Chinese, and the Chinese and Japanese, like I said, came from Lot. From an incest relationship with his daughters. Okay? They're not white people either. But when you get to so-called white people, they're Esau, Edom, the devil. I don't know. You have to name these nations, man. And there are a lot of little small nations, but they all add up to the French, the Russians, the Greeks, the Germans, Spain, the Italy. You'll find their nations in all these little small pockets right here. That's where the white people. And of course, one of the biggest ones they are is right here in America. That's who the white people are. That's what you got to understand. So you can't just throw. You got to be careful. That's why this 18 nation chart is here. But anyway, clap it up for class. Clap it up for class. I know we had a good class today. Put your hand claps in there. I'm glad to see you, Ron, Ayana, Mike, Adrian, D'Angelo, England. That's right, Ron. That's exactly right. England. Exactly right, Ron. That would be like all of Europe, okay? Like right here, Dublin, Ireland, of course. They got a lot of nations. England, London. That was really nothing but American white people, basically. When you say that way. Europe, Russia, they're all so-called white people. They are Adawam, or red. The Bible describes them in Genesis 25:25. As a matter of fact, let me get that real quick here before we leave. So that'd be the last thing we do for class, okay? All right, let's see. Let's get that. Let's find a sort of so-called white people so you'll know who he is. So people won't be thinking that he is anything else. Let me show you what the Bible says about him so you'll know. Genesis 25 in the 25th chapter, it says, let's go to let's just go and get off of it. Let's say, let's say right here. This was Rachel having a child, The 12 tribes of Israel came out of two, I believe it was Rachel and Leah. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. You know, that was us, Jacob, and of course, the so-called white man, or Idawam, or the Idumeans, or the Edoms, or the Esau. The Most High changed. Well, let's read it. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. So when you see red people all over like a hairy garment, that is Esau, okay? And the first came out red. Why do you think the Bible's describing that? All over like a hairy garment. And they called his name what? Esau. Or in this case, if you look that up, it would be Adawan. It would be Adawan. Not to be mistaken for my Lord. This is Idawam. Idawam. Okay, that means red. That's exactly what it means. Okay? And after that, his brother came out. If his hand took his hand of Esau, that it described Jacob because he was just of the same color as all of us. You know, he was a man of a brown derivation color. And I see everybody clapping up in class. Says very good class. That's what I meant, Sir Locke. Okay, good. Gotcha. You know, I got you. That's good. Ron, just keep checking in class, man. I got you. You know, you'll give your Hebrew name after a while. You keep checking in class when we find out what's going on here. All right. And after that, they came out his brother, and his hand took the hold to Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 70. Of course, Esau and Jacob are actually brothers, but the Most High separated them from the womb. And that's what you need to understand. As a matter of fact, let's go back and read it. Let's go back and read verse 23 real quick. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations. Now we're talking about 18 nations here. But 2 nations are going to be in your womb. That's us, Jacob, and then Esau. Right there. Idawam, the red people. Okay? 2 nations going to be in your womb. We're talking Genesis 25:23. 2 nations going to be in your womb. 2 manner. Now the Bible doesn't put the Most High know what we're talking about. When he say 2 nations in 2 manner, because they are 2 manner of people. Shall be separated from thy bowels. And one people shall be strong than the other, and the elder shall serve the young. And of course that's a whole other story, but we pick up. But when the Most High says 2 nations in that womb, that's exactly what he meant. You know, we are not the same as the so-called Esau. Okay, Edom, the devil. Although born out of the same womb, the Most High created 2 nations out of there and separated them before they even came out. Okay, but I'm glad you guys clapped it up in class. You clap it up again. We're going to read some ISUBK security announcements, okay? We are the ISUBK start off on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for the new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They ought to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8 and 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asharah, or it means of the 10th. 10% of every penny increase the Most High give you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. The priest fund. Free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, the upholding convocations. Of course, we're in the, after the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we're in the Feast of First Fruits. It starts after the Sabbath of Unleavened Bread. We've done Sunday, May 2nd, 2021, count 50 days. Celebrate the 50 days. Sunday, June 20th, 2021, start before sundown. That's what we're in, the Feast of the First Fruits. Okay, Leviticus 23 and 10 and 22. Okay, and that's what we have. We have the announcements of the Holy Convocation. Let's see. Behind, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, and headbands and scarf. And so we give a salute to our brother, Mabu Shabbat. Amad. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb. We give a courtesy salute to the sisters. All the sisters, make sure you fold your hands properly. We're going to say Amad Shabbat. Amad. Yahweh Shema Alathah Hashem, Yahweh Shai to all my sisters. And for that we say Shalom.